Hello everyone, my name is Mini Sethi. I hope you all are staying healthy. Today we are going to talk about modern theory of rent. Firstly, this theory was discussed by J.S. Mill. After that, it is developed by economists like Jevon, Pareto, Marshall and John Robinson. According to this theory, rent is surplus which arises due to difference between actual earning and transfer earning. According to this theory, rent is surplus which arises due to difference between actual earning and transfer earning. Or we can say that rent is difference between actual earning and transfer earning. And we can calculate rent when we minus transfer earning from our actual earning. So what is transfer earning? Transfer earning is minimum income that a worker need in order to supply his labor. Transfer earning is minimum income that a worker need in order to supply his labor. For example, you want to hire a worker, then you have to pay minimum 300 rupees in a day, otherwise he will not work. This 300 rupees is called transfer earning of labor. On the other hand, actual earning means what actually worker is receiving from his current job. Actual earning means what actually worker is receiving from his current job. For example, currently he is receiving 400 rupees and his transfer earning is 300 rupees, or we can say that minimum income that a worker need in order to supply his labor is 300 rupees. 400 rupees minus 300 rupees is equal to 100. This 100 rupees is surplus for labor, or we can say that this 100 rupees is rent for labor. Now we are going to talk about determination of rent. This theory determined rent by two forms. First is rent of land. Second is rent as a difference between actual earning and transfer earning. One by one we discuss about each. So firstly we are going to talk about determination of rent of land. Rent of land is determined at the point where demand for land will equal to supply of land. Rent of land will determine at the point where demand for land is equal to supply of land, and demand for land will depend on the demand of agriculture product. For example, if demand of agriculture product is increasing, then demand of land will also increase because we need more land for growing agriculture product. Second is supply of land, and here we assume supply of land is fixed, we cannot increase it. Now we will see diagram of determination of rent of land. In this diagram, on x-axis we have quantities of land and y-axis we have rent. The DD and DD1 are demand curves of land, and this SQ is supply curve of land, and here we assume supply of land is fixed. And E is our equilibrium point. At this equilibrium point you can see land demand is equal to land supply, and our equilibrium rent is OR. Now suppose the land demand increase. As land demand increase, land demand curve shift forward from DD to DD1. As land demand increase, rent also increase OR to OR1, and our new equilibrium point is E1. But why as land demand increase, rent also increase? Because here we assume supply is constant. If supply is constant, only demand is increasing. As a result, rent also increasing. Now we are going to talk about determination of rent as a difference between actual earning and transfer earning. Here we will study three cases. In first case, we will see when supply of factor of production is perfectly elastic. In second case, we will study when supply of factor of production is perfectly inelastic. And in third case, we will study when supply of factor of production is less than perfectly elastic. So one by one we discuss about each case. So first case is when supply of factor of production is perfectly elastic. It means when demand increase, supply will also increase at same proportion. It means when demand increase, supply will also increase at same proportion. Means there is no lack of supply. We can increase supply of factor of production as much as we want. That's why in this case, actual earning of factor of production will always equal to their transfer earning. Why actual earning will always equal to their transfer earning? As we know, transfer earning is minimum income that factor should receive. If we can get supply of factor of production as much as we want, in this case we will pay only minimum amount. For example, if at minimum wage rate we can get a supply of labor as much as we want, then why we pay more than minimum? So we can say that when supply of factor of production is perfectly elastic, or we can change supply of factor of production as much as we want, in such a case we will pay only minimum amount. They will not receive more than minimum. That's why their actual earning will always be minimum and will equal to their transfer earning. If actual earning is equal to their transfer earning, that means there is no rent, zero rent. As we know, rent is difference between the actual earning and transfer earning. If transfer earning and actual earning both are equal to each other, that means their rent is zero. Now we will see diagram when supply of factor of production is perfectly elastic. In this diagram, on x-axis we have quantities and y-axis we have price or rent. DD is demand curve and SS is supply curve. You can see supply curve is like a horizontal straight line. That means at OS price we can increase supply of factor of production as much as we want. Here you can see our actual earning is OSEQ and our transfer earning also equal to actual earning OSEQ. If actual earning and transfer earning both are equal to each other, that means no rent, or we can say that zero rent. Second case is when supply of factor of production is perfectly inelastic. That means increase or decrease in demand will not affect supply. Increase or decrease in demand will not affect supply of factor of production. It will remain constant, it will remain fixed. Here our factors are scarce, we cannot easily find it. That's why in such a case transfer earning of factor of production will remain zero. But why transfer earning of factor of production will remain zero? As we know, transfer earning is minimum amount that factor of production must receive. But if factor of production are very scarce, we cannot easily find them. In such a case, we cannot set any minimum amount for them. Now we have to pay whatever amount they will charge. That's why their transfer earning will remain zero and their entire actual earning will call their surplus, or we can say that their entire actual earning will call their rent. Now we will see diagram when supply is perfectly inelastic. In this diagram, you can see on x-axis we have quantities, on y-axis we have price or rent. DD is demand curve, this SS is supply curve, which represent our supply is fixed, our supply is constant. E is our equilibrium point. At this equilibrium point, our transfer earning is zero and our entire earning, or we can say that our actual earning is equal to OPES. And this entire actual earning is called our rent. Now we are going to talk about third case when supply of factor of production is less than perfectly elastic. Less than perfectly elastic means when supply of factor of production change less as compared to demand. Less than perfectly elastic supply means when supply of factor of production change less as compared to demand. For example, demand change 10% but supply only change 3 or 4%, means supply is changing less as compared to demand. In this case, we actually receive rent. How we receive rent, we will clearly understand with the help of this table. In this table, in first column, we have demand of factor of production. In second column, we have actual earning. In third column, we have transfer earning. And transfer earning will remain same. As we know, transfer earning is minimum payment that factor of production should receive. In last column, we have rent. As we know, rent is difference between actual earning and transfer earning, or we can say that we can calculate rent when we minus transfer earning from our actual earning. Initially, our actual earning is 20 and transfer earning also 20. As we know, we can calculate rent when we minus transfer earning from our actual earning. So in this case, our rent is 20 minus 20 is equal to 0. We don't have any rent, our rent is 0. Now suppose demand for factor of production increase from 20 to 35. As we know, in this case, supply increase less as compared to demand, means people are demanding more and more factor of production, but their supply is not increasing as compared to demand, means there is shortage of factor of production. As a result, their price will increase, or we can say that their actual earning will increase. Their actual earning will increase from 20 to 25, but their transfer earning is same 20. So here rent is 25 minus 20. 25 minus 20 is equal to 5. As we know, we can calculate rent when we minus transfer earning from actual earning. So in this case, our rent is 5. Now suppose demand increase more. Now demand increase from 35 to 40. As a result, their actual earning also increased 25 to 30. So in this case, their rent is 30 minus 20 is equal to 10. Now with the help of this diagram, we will understand when supply is less than perfectly elastic. In this diagram, on x-axis we have quantities and y-axis we have price or rent. DD is demand curve, SS is supply curve. Here our total earning, or we can say that here our actual earning is equal to OMER, this part, and our transfer earning is equal to OMES, this part. When we minus transfer earning from actual earning, we will get our rent, or we can say that when we deduct this part OMES, this part, from this part OMER, this remaining part RES, the shaded area will called our rent. So this is our rent. This is all about modern theory of rent. I think you got it, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye, take care.